Love righteousness, you that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and he shows himself to such as do not distrust him. For froward thoughts separate from God, and his power, when it is tried, reproves the unwise. For into a malicious soul wisdom will not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject to sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit, and remove from thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide when unrighteousness comes in. For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words. For God is witness of his reins, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. For the Spirit of the Lord fills the world, and that which contains all things has knowledge of the voice. Therefore he that speaks unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither will vengeance, when it punishes, pass by him. For inquisition will be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words will come to the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. For the ear of jealousy hears all things, and the noise of murmurings is not hid. Therefore beware of murmuring, that is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting, for there is no word so secret that will go for naught, and the mouth that lies slays the soul. Seek not death in the error of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. For God made not death, neither does he have pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things, that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were healthful, and there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteousness is immortal, but ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught, and made a covenant with it, because they are worthy to take part with it. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not rightly, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we will be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath of our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our hearts, that being extinguished, our body will be turned into ashes, and our spirit will vanish as the soft air. And our name will be forgotten in time, and no man will have our works in remembrance. And our life will pass away as the trace of a cloud, and will be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passes away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man comes again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us take leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be worth nothing. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraids us with our offending the law, and objects to our infamy the transgressions of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of God, and he calls himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous to us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. his ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstains from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and makes his boast that God is his Father. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what will happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the Son of God, he will help him, and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness, and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he will be respected. Such things did they imagine, and were deceived, for their own wickedness has blinded them. As for the mysteries of God, they knew them not, neither did they hope for the wages of righteousness, nor discerned a reward for blameless souls. For God created man to be immortal, and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there will no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seemed to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he has care for his elect. But the ungodly will be punished according to their own imaginations, that have neglected the righteous, and forsaken the Lord. For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked. Their offspring is cursed. Therefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, that has not known the sinful bed. She will have fruit in the visitation of souls. And blessed is the eunuch, that with his hands has wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against God. For to him will be given the special gift of faith, and an inheritance in the temple of the Lord more acceptable to his mind. For glorious is the fruit of good labors, and the root of wisdom will never fall away. As for the children of adulterers, they will not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed will be rooted out. For though they live long, yet will they be nothing regarded, and their last age will be without honor. Or, if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. Better is it to have no children, and to have virtue, for the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with God and with men. When it is present, men take example at it, and when it is gone, they desire it. It wears a crown, and triumphs forever, having gotten the victory, striving for undefiled rewards. For the multiplying brood of the ungodly will not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard slips, nor lay any fast foundation. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not last, they will be shaken with the wind, and through the force of winds they will be rooted out. The imperfect branches will be broken off, their fruit unprofitable, not ripe to eat, yea, meat for nothing. For children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial. But though the righteous be prevented with death, yet will he be in rest. For honorable age is not which stands in length of time, nor that is measured by number of years. But wisdom is the gray hair to men, and an unspotted life is old age. He pleased God, and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated. Yea, speedily he was taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. For the bewitching of naughtiness does obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of concupiscence does undermine the simple mind. He, being made perfect in a short time, fulfilled a long time. For his soul pleased the Lord, Therefore he hasted to take him away from among the wicked. This the people saw, and understood it not, neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints, and that he has respect to his chosen. Thus the righteous that is dead will condemn the ungodly that are living, and youth that is soon perfected the many years, and old age of the unrighteous. For they will see the end of the wise, and will not understand what God in his counsel has decreed of him, and to what end the Lord has set him in safety. They will see him and despise him, but God will laugh them to scorn, and they will hereafter be a vile carcass, and a reproach among the dead for evermore. For he will rend them, and cast them down headlong, that they will be speechless, and he will shake them from the foundation, and they will be utterly laid waste, and be in sorrow, and their memorial will perish. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they will come with fear, and their own iniquities will convince them to their face,